All right, let's jump into another deep dive. This time we're at the JPMorgan Healthcare Conference 2025. Picture yourself surrounded by healthcare innovators, buzzing about Kimberly Powell. She's NVIDIA's VP of Healthcare, and she's basically stealing the show.
NVIDIA, those are the graphics card people, right? The gaming company.
Exactly. But Powell is here to show us they're doing way more than just helping us frag virtual enemies these days. She's painting this picture of how AI and accelerated computing are going to completely change healthcare, like way faster than any of us think.
Sounds intense. What kind of stuff is she talking about?
Well, she even showed this video of robots.
Robot.
Yeah, like robots that can understand and interact with the real world.
Like actual physical AI.
Exactly. It's
Right.
kind of mind-blowing, like straight out of science fiction.
Whoa, okay, I'm intrigued now.
But before she even got to the robots, she talked about these two massive shifts that are happening right now.
2 shifts?
Yeah, and she says they're completely changing the game.
Okay, I'm all ears. What are these 2 big shifts?
Well, she's talking about artificial intelligence, AI, and then this thing called accelerated computing.
Okay, so AI, we all kind of get that, right?
Mm.
But accelerated computing, what's that all about?
It's basically like having these super powerful computer engines.
Hmm.
And Powell is saying that AI needs that kind of power to really work its magic.
So it's like a rocket needing a massive engine to blast off into space.
Exactly. Without that powerful engine, AI is kind of stuck on the launch pad.
I see. So you need both the AI and the powerful computing working together.
Right, they're like two sides of the same coin.
Okay, that makes sense. But how is NVIDIA involved in all of this?
Well, Powell talked about how traditional software, like the stuff we use every day, is basically written by humans. It's like giving the computer step-by-step instructions.
Right, line by line of code.
But AI is different. She talked about these things called large language models, these AI systems, and they don't need instructions written by humans. Instead, you feed them tons of data. Yeah, like massive amounts of information. And then the AI system learns from that data and basically generates its own software.
Whoa, so the AI is writing its own code.
That's the crazy part. And it's this whole new way of approaching programming.
Mind-blowing. So NVIDIA is basically creating the tools to make this all happen.
Exactly. They built this platform called NVIDIA Clara.
Clara.
Yeah. And it uses their expertise in accelerated computing to power all these new AI-driven healthcare solutions.
Okay, so they're like building the foundation for the future of healthcare.
Right, kind of like how Apple built the App Store and suddenly we had all these amazing apps on our phones.
Oh, I see. So NVIDIA is creating the platform for a whole healthcare app ecosystem.
Exactly. And Powell made a point about the labor shortage in healthcare, how there aren't enough doctors and nurses.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
Well, she's saying AI can help with that.
Really? How?
Well, imagine these AI agents that can handle routine tasks, things like scheduling appointments or managing medical records.
So it frees up the doctors and nurses to spend more time with patients.
Exactly. And Powell even talked about an AI factory where data goes in and these intelligent solutions pop out.
Whoa, an AI factory. That sounds futuristic.
It does, right. And she says this could be a multi-hundred-billion-dollar opportunity.
Wow. Okay, so AI and accelerated computing are converging. NVIDIA is building this platform called Clara, and there's this massive potential to change healthcare.
You got it. And with these two massive shifts happening at the same time, NVIDIA is putting their focus on 3 main areas.
3 areas. Okay, I'm ready. What are they? Okay, so we've got these 3 areas, right? Digital health, then computer-aided drug discovery, and then physical AI and robotics.
Got it. It's like NVIDIA's tackling healthcare from all angles.
All right, well, let's start with digital health, I guess.
Perfect. So Powell kicks this off by introducing this AI agent they created called TJ.
TJ.
Yeah, and get this. TJ actually summarized NVIDIA's Q3 financials during a company meeting.
An AI gave a financial report. Seriously.
It's pretty wild. And what's even cooler is that they built TJ entirely using NVIDIA's existing AI tools.
So they're showing that their AI can handle more than just healthcare stuff.
Exactly. It's proof that their technology is incredibly versatile.
Okay, I'm impressed. But what about other examples of digital health? Did she mention anything else?
Oh, yeah, tons. She talked about Ray, this AI medical concierge that can help patients navigate the healthcare system.
So, like, instead of calling a million different offices, you just talk to Ray.
Exactly. Ray can schedule appointments, find specialists, even answer basic medical questions.
That's so convenient. It's like having a personal assistant just for your health.
Right. And then there's a Bridge, another AI tool that can handle clinical documentation.
What's clinical documentation?
It's all the notes and paperwork that doctors and nurses have to fill out.
Oh, right. I've seen those mountains of paperwork in hospitals.
Well, a bridge can basically take care of all that automatically.
Seriously, that's a game changer. Doctors and nurses must love that.
Oh, absolutely. It
Yeah.
frees them up to actually spend more time with patients.
Which is how it should be, right?
Exactly. And Powell also talked about Hippocratic AI, which focuses on providing compassionate patient support.
So, like answering patient questions and stuff.
Exactly. It's like having a 247 AI companion that can answer your questions and offer support.
Wow, digital health is really taking off. It seems like AI can touch every aspect of healthcare.
It really can. But let's move on to the second area, computer-aided drug discovery.
Okay, I'm curious about this one. How is AI changing drug discovery?
Well, Powell was super excited about this. She talked about how AI is helping us move beyond just discovering drugs.
What do you mean?
Like traditionally, we find drugs kind of by chance, right? Testing tons of molecules until we stumble upon one that works.
Right, it's a long and expensive process.
But AI is changing all that. Now we can actually design drugs from scratch.
Whoa, design drugs, how?
Well, remember AlphaFold? That AI that won a Nobel Prize for figuring out protein structures.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Well, Powell explained how AI is building on that work, using those protein structures to design drugs that target specific proteins.
So it's like having a blueprint for how to create a drug that will perfectly fit its target.
Exactly. It's super precise.
Okay, that makes sense. But how is NVIDIA involved in all of this?
Well, they've created this platform called BioNeMo, which gives researchers all the tools they need to use these powerful AI models.
So they're not just building the models, they're also providing the tools for others to use them.
Exactly. And they even have this new model called GenMol, which lets researchers design molecules with very specific properties.
So it's like giving them an AI chemist that can create custom design molecules.
Exactly. It's super cool and has the potential to revolutionize drug development.
Wow, I'm starting to see how powerful AI can be in healthcare. So what about the third area, physical AI and robotics?
Ah, yes, the robots. That's the one that really blew everyone's minds. Remember that video she showed?
Yeah, that was wild. Those robots seem so intelligent.
Powell believes that physical AI will be everywhere in healthcare eventually, like sensors in patient rooms or even robots assisting with surgery.
Robots doing surgery, that's kind of scary.
I know, right? But Powell explained how they're using virtual world simulation to train these robots safely.
What do you mean by virtual world simulation?
So basically, they're creating these super realistic virtual environments.
Like in a computer?
Yeah, and the robots can practice their skills in these virtual worlds before they ever interact with real patients.
Ah, so they're like training in a simulator like pilots do.
Exactly. It's much safer and way more efficient than letting a robot learn by trial and error in a real hospital.
That makes sense. So what's this virtual world platform called?
It's called NVIDIA Omniverse, and it's super advanced. They can even simulate things like gravity and physics in these virtual worlds.
Wow, that's insane. They're basically creating mini universes for these robots to train in.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right?
Oh,
And to build these virtual worlds, they've also developed another set of tools called NVIDIA Cosmos.
Cosmos, what does that do?
It basically lets them add all the details to these virtual worlds, like textures, lighting, and even sounds.
So they're creating these incredibly realistic simulations for the robots to train in.
Exactly. And Powell highlighted this as a key step in making sure physical AI is safe and reliable for healthcare.
It sounds like NVIDIA is putting a lot of thought into the ethical implications of this technology.
Oh, absolutely. They're not just throwing robots into hospitals and hoping for the best.
It's good to hear that they're taking a responsible approach to AI development.
Definitely. But, okay, enough about virtual worlds for now. Let's get back to the real world.
All right, back to reality. So what kinds of real-world applications are we talking about here for these robots? Like, what will they actually do in a hospital setting?
Well, Powell gave some pretty compelling examples. You talked about Synchron, a company that's developing brain-computer interfaces.
Brain-computer interfaces, what are those?
It's basically technology that allows your brain to communicate directly with a computer.
Whoa, that sounds straight out of science fiction.
I know, right? But Synchron is using this technology to help paralyzed patients control devices with their thoughts.
Seriously, that's incredible.
What else? She also mentioned Moon Surgical. They're creating a surgical assistant called Maestro that can learn to perform tasks autonomously.
So like a robotic surgeon?
Kinda, but more like a super skilled assistant that can help human surgeons during procedures.
That's still pretty amazing. And did she mention any other companies working on this stuff?
Oh, yeah. She talked about Neptune Medical and virtual incision. They're developing robots for endoscopy and minimally invasive surgery.
Endoscopy, that's where they stick a camera inside you, right?
Exactly. And these robots can make those procedures even less invasive and more precise.
So it sounds like we're on the verge of having robots doing all sorts of things in healthcare, from assisting with surgeries to helping paralyzed patients.
It's a pretty incredible vision of the future, right?
Mhm.
And NVIDIA is definitely positioning themselves as a leader in this field.
It's clear that they're betting big on the future of AI in healthcare, but what really stood out to me were the partnerships they've announced. It's like they're building an entire ecosystem.
Those partnerships are key, right? It's not just
Yeah.
about developing the technology, it's about working with others to actually put it into practice.
Exactly. It's about building a whole network of collaborators to bring this vision to life. So let's dive into those partnerships next and see what they're all about.
Welcome back. It's the final part of our deep dive, and we're exploring the future of AI in healthcare. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff.
It really is. I mean, just look at how much AI is already changing things, like drug discovery, medical imaging, even how patients interact with the healthcare system.
And those partnerships,
Right.
NVIDIA teaming up with giants like IQVIA and Mayo Clinic, makes you wonder what's next. What's the bigger picture here?
Well, Powell hinted at it in her presentation, this idea that AI could fundamentally reshape medicine as we know it.
Really? How so?
She talked about shifting healthcare from this reactive model, where we basically wait until people get sick, to a more proactive one focused on prevention and personalized care.
So like preventing diseases before they even happen.
Exactly. Imagine AI analyzing your genes, your lifestyle, even stuff like environmental factors, to predict your risk of getting sick years in advance.
It's like having a crystal ball for your health.
It kind of is. And based on that, your AI health assistant could suggest preventative measures just for you.
Tailored to your specific needs and risks. No more one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. It's truly personalized healthcare, powered by AI insights.
Wow, so you'd be in control of your own health, making informed decisions based on this AI guidance.
That's the idea, empowering individuals to take charge of their well-being.
But would this be available to everyone? Or only for those who can afford it?
Powell emphasized that affordability and accessibility are crucial. These technologies shouldn't be limited to the wealthy.
That's good to hear. But we also can't forget about those underlying social and economic factors. They play a huge role in health disparities, too.
You're absolutely right. Equity and inclusion need to be at the forefront as we develop these AI-powered healthcare solutions.
Agreed. So access and affordability, check. But what about the human element? Will doctors and nurses become obsolete in this AI-powered future?
Not at all. I actually think their roles will become even more crucial.
Really? How so? If AI is handling the diagnosis and treatment, what's left for humans to do?
AI can handle the data, the analysis, but it can't replace the human touch. Empathy, compassion, that connection with the patient.
So it's more like AI augmenting human capabilities, not replacing them.
Exactly. Think of it as a collaboration. AI takes care of the routine stuff, freeing up healthcare providers to focus on those deeper aspects of care, building relationships, providing emotional support.
And making those tough decisions that require human judgment, right?
Absolutely. It's this partnership between humans and machines working together to deliver the best possible care.
That's a powerful image. But are there any concerns? I mean, could relying too much on AI actually backfire?
It's a valid concern. We need to be cautious and ensure AI is used responsibly. Algorithmic bias is a big one.
Right. If the data used to train AI is biased, it could make existing inequalities in healthcare even worse.
Exactly. We need to be super careful about using data that's diverse and representative.
And what about over-reliance on AI? Blindly following its recommendations without considering the individual patient.
That's another key point. AI is a tool. It should inform our decisions, not dictate them.
Healthcare providers need to use their judgment and expertise, not just blindly follow AI.
Absolutely. It's all about balance, leveraging the power of AI while keeping that human touch.
So a lot to consider as we navigate this new era of AI-powered healthcare.
It's going to be a complex journey, but incredibly rewarding, I think. And it involves all of us, healthcare providers, tech developers, policymakers, and of course the patients themselves.
Well, I think that wraps up our deep dive into the world of AI in healthcare. It's been an amazing journey exploring all the possibilities.
It really has, and we've only scratched the surface. This field is evolving so rapidly. Who knows what incredible breakthroughs are just around the corner?
It's a truly exciting time, and I want to thank everyone for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and let's see what the future holds for AI and the world of healthcare.
Couldn't have said it better myself.